welcome to one more episode of Drug Discovery and Development with IonCure. I'm Sukant Khurana, the founder of IonCure, and with me is my friend Animikh Ray. Dr. Animikh Ray did his Ph.D. from University of Missouri at Kansas City. Animikh has then moved on to work in industry, and in 2017 he moved to India, and he has been running his own healthcare startup. On several things, he collaborates with IonCure, and he is expert in formulations. He's also expert in nanoinformatics. So today I want to learn something from him about nanoinformatics and how it can benefit IonCure. So I have a very clear agenda of learning so I can do better in my drug discovery company. That's why I'm asking him, so what is nanoinformatics, Animikh?
First of all, Sukant, I would like to thank you for inviting me for this podcast. I believe this is a great effort and initiative on your behalf. I'm so pleased to be a part of this IonCure enterprise. So you're welcome. So let's begin by understanding nanoinformatics. So nanoinformatics is like a fairly new field of study where we try and implement software technology and methods to enhance the domain of nanotechnology. Now, I would like to talk briefly about nanotechnology. What is nanotechnology? Like nanotechnology, the basis based on which we apply all the frameworks of informatics. So in order to understand nanoinformatics, we need to know what nanotechnology is. Right? So nanotechnology is a branch, it can be considered a branch of material science where we work on material and systems that range in the size of 1 to 100 nanometer. Now this size range is very important because this size determines the property of the material. As if the size increases more than 100 nanometer, it does not remain nano, it becomes micro because it goes on into the micron size range. So it is very important to maintain the size range within 1 to 100 nanometers so that we can, play around with the properties of the materials. Now, what is the significance of this size? Like, if the size is in that range, the property of these materials, it changes, right? So it has huge surface area. That's one of the properties. The surface area increases manifold. Now, this has important implications in terms of drug discovery and in terms of drug delivery, if the surface area is more. And also, in this nano range, the materials have like quantum properties. For example, the electromagnetic properties are different for nano-sized particles compared to macro-sized, micron-sized particles. They have enhanced electromagnetic properties, which has important implication in diagnostics and therapeutics, in the theranostic domain. So these are the important and significant aspects of nanotechnology, and nanotechnology has got huge application. It has got application in agriculture, it has got application in aeronautical engineering, but my area of focus is drug delivery and drug design. So I will restrict my talk or my conversation to the drug delivery and drug discovery aspect of nanotechnology, because that's where my specialty lies. But I'm more than happy to continue the conversation of implementation of nanotechnology in other domains, but that's for other section.
Yes. Okay, so so we were discussing nanoinformatics, and is nanoinformatics fundamentally the same as nanotechnology? Why is there the word informatics at the end of nano in nanoinformatics?
That's a very good question. The thing is, application of informatics has some definite advantages in nanotechnology. The first and foremost advantage is it lead to a huge amount of savings in expenditure. Like, let me give you an example with drug discovery and in silico drug design, right? When we have a drug library of say million molecules, we cannot do experimental testing for the entire million molecules, right? That's why we implement in silico approaches in drug discovery. The same paradigm can be applied to nanotechnology as well. We can create and design effective nanomaterials by application of informatics. And that's where I think the core of the principle lies. We can screen a huge amount of materials, design smart materials by applying informatics approach, which is not possible by using wet lab or experimental approaches. So that's why we need informatics.
Wonderful, wonderful answer. So it really would clear up our audience's doubts why there is nanoinformatics. Because you can combine two cool sounding words, informatics and nano, and it sounds even more cooler. So what's sort of really going on in nanoinformatics? So what is sort of relevance of nanoinformatics and nanomedicine to drug discovery and drug delivery, drug design, all these things?
That's a very relevant question. I think that's very important to answer because we need to know why we are doing this, right? There is a huge application of nanoinformatics in drug design and drug delivery. See, traditionally, nanoparticle or nanotechnology has been used for drug delivery purpose, not so much for drug design. It is used as a tool for drug delivery. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to talk about drug delivery a little bit so that we can get a better perspective. Now, what exactly is drug delivery? Like, drug delivery is an approach we adopt in order to make existing drugs more effective. A drug may have an amazing efficacy, but it may not reach its target tissue or target organ. Okay, so if it does not reach its targeted site of action, it's useless. So it doesn't matter if it gives amazing in vitro or in vivo preclinical efficacy. If it does not reach its targeted site of action, it's useless. That's where drug delivery steps in, that we use nanotechnology or drug delivery approaches in order to take the drug to its targeted site of action, right? This is where targeted approach comes in. Now, when we do drug delivery in the laboratory, we find that there are so many problems associated with drug delivery. For example, there is something called burst release, where the drug suddenly releases from the drug delivery platform and it causes toxicity. There is this issue of low level, not enough amount of drug being entrapped in the drug delivery system, in the nanoparticle. So these are the kind of factors that need to be optimized before we design a drug delivery system. So I believe a data-driven and informatics approach can give us a better understanding of how a drug delivery system should be designed. And that's where I think nanoinformatics has huge amount of importance and implication.
Okay, that's amazing. So to know informatics is penetrating nanomaterial sciences a lot, because as you know, my major push after returning to India has been primarily data science and informatics and almost all areas of technology. So I'm really glad to know. But do you see a lot of startups in India, a lot of biomedical community doing that, or is it mostly in Western Hemisphere?
Well, they should. I have not come across any Indian startup that is doing that, unfortunately. Which is surprising. The scientists working in the Western hemispheres are of Indian origin, but we don't have any such
Yeah. So I think brilliance is spread evenly, or almost evenly. There is no necessarily genetic basis of intelligence, but the academic climate of India, the nepotism, the corruption holds back innovation. Anyone who's smart runs away. I mean, you and I are examples of it. We came back with a lot of nationalism, wanting to change India, and I'm pretty sure I'll see you in US pretty soon. We'll be having beer sometime in Austin, Texas. So
I hope so. Keep it crossed.
Yeah. So last thing, where do you think the field of nanoinformatics is heading? Where is it going?
Exactly. Nanoinformatics is still a nascent field of study, so we don't have an optimized framework. Let me give you a comparison with bioinformatics. Like whenever there is a new genome sequence that is identified, the first thing that the investigator does is he or she uploads it into GenBank, or a protein structure is identified, it is uploaded into protein data bank. No such central repository exists for nanoinformatics. So first we need to create an optimized framework where if someone is planning a project or an experiment, he should have a central repository which is optimized and a go-to resource. So we need to work on that first. And then there is a huge scope of quantitative structure activity relationship and modeling, all those kind of studies that we do for in silico drug design. That will come later on. But first we need to have a centralized repository. That's the first thing I think we should work on.
Wonderful. So amazing insights, Animikh. I hope we get to make several more podcasts. This was really brilliant. I learned quite a lot of things, and I hope our viewers also learned a lot. I would request everyone to go visit our website, www.ioncureRx.com, IONRX.com. We are heavily involved in citizen science. We are taking a lot of courses. We want to teach people how to do drug discovery. We are involved in drug discovery related to SARS-CoV-2, trying to beat this pandemic. Really not trying to make a single penny out of it. Whatever money comes in, we want to build a company which is coming up with new medicines. Animikh has been part of such an effort. He's working on antioxidants related to SARS-CoV-2 in our collaboration. He's heading a group there. So we are working on several things. In previous podcasts, I have discussed with you how we are working on epilepsy, how we are working on neurodegeneration and anti-aging, how we are doing things related to phytopharmaceutical and classification of all plant information. And I've also discussed our interest essentially in trying to use AI in almost every aspect of drug discovery. So we really hope that you join our mission, you ask us questions. Your feedback will help us improve. Again, reach out to www.ioncureRx.com. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye. Thank you, Animikh.
Thank you so much.